Greetings, this is Vlodril and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. Last time I spent most of the time speaking to Rakter about his views on life and transhumanism, I think. He has some interesting ideas. Now we'll keep speaking to him and the other characters, try to get their side missions. Because I think afterwards I won't be able to do it. If you like, I must confess I have rather enjoyed our talks. Okay. Yes. You said that you sometimes forget how to interact with other people. Alright, the last time we talked you hinted at Koche being special in some way. I want to hear the full story. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual about Koche in the time that we have worked together? Semi-autonomous... His behavior is not drone-like because he is not a drone, at least not the way you will understand. He's a prosthesis. What? What is he meant to replace? Contains a portion of me. We are in a way a singular entity in two bodies. What? Koche acts as a home for my primal animal impulses, the ID. I use Freud's structural model of the psyche. The analytical portions of my mind, the ego and superego, live in me. They govern the ID and by extension Koche behavior. When we're on a run and are eager to Koche, I do not command him to attack, rather I loosen my grip on his reins and allow him to kill. He wants to hunt, dominate, to bathe himself in blood. Reproduction would also be a drive if such a thing were possible. So if you were killed, Koche would what, run amok? No, my friend, of course not. Koche is not capable of storing any part of human mind, he simply doesn't have the capacity for it. If I were to die, he would fall dormant. One day perhaps I will perfect him. Sure. Okay, so you rigged your drone to act as a home to your most destructive impulses. I've got to ask, why? As a proof of concept, there are other advantages, of course. Sure, tell me why you think we're going to beat the essence limit. And how no one on Earth so far has even got close to that, I think. And are you sure you want to know? Some secrets are less pleasant than others. Okay. For one, I'm not, how to put it, whole. Emotionally, mentally, physically, what? There was an accident when I was young. I'm very heavily cybered. You wouldn't know it because I keep my enhancements hidden. Others have found them disturbing in the past. Huh. How so? The extent of the damage they were meant to correct, however, that's a different matter. Everything below the mid-pelvis is a replacement material. That's where I was seared in half, you see. Wow. It's a miracle that I survived the experience. The blood loss alone should have killed me, but here I am alive and well. Greatly improved in point of fact. You are saying you are half machine? Yes, the loss of so much tissue was traumatic to be sure. As was the damage to my sense of personal identity. You lost half of your body. How could that not be terrible? The doctors installed stimulus generators in my brain when they repaired me. With this I can mimic the full range of sensations that the human body is capable of producing. That's pretty cool actually. Alright, so you have machine. What does this have to do with the essence limit? Look at me. I have a shred of essence left in me. And only barely that, but I suffer none of the ill effects associated with traumatic essence loss. How can that be? A quirk of psychology, long viewed as an illness but never properly understood. But I now understand to be an evolutionary adaptation to a post-human future. We will conquer the essence limit given time. Natural selection will see to it, and I am the proof. Maybe. Alright, these stimulus generators that you have been implanted with, how do they work? Something akin to Simpsons. Government funded and quite experimental. The project was cancelled shortly after I received my implants. Okay. Have you heard of anyone else who's gotten these implants? I know of a handful of other recipients. From what I've heard, the others were all driven quite mad. To be handed control over the inner workings of one's own brain is tremendous responsibility. Or maybe they're driving you insane too. Ever considered the possibility? Of course, considered and rejected. Granted, I could be wrong about that. Perhaps I am mad. But then what would that say about you and your willingness to associate with me? What else? Alright. This guy has a very interesting backstory. Out of all the characters so far, he's definitely the most interesting one. Alright, let's continue. What do you know about essence loss and its effect on the metahuman psyche? Losing... yes. Well, actually, I think that is more true than the second one. Losing essence kills a part of you. The more cyberware you get, the more detached you become from reality. And this detachment can be deeply traumatic for the sufferer. Now, what would you say if I told you that after my accident, I felt not different at all? I would say that you were psychotic from before. And ask if you knew why. Yes. What? Yep, psychopath. Yeah, that made sense. That was the only possible thing he could have. Well, diagnosis is not probably the correct term. There is no formal diagnosis of psychopath. But all the markers were there. I displayed the complete lack of empathy on the Davis Interpersonal Reactive Index. And I scored the perfect 40 on the PCLR. Cool. Well, not cool that he's a psychopath, but yeah. Nice information. Like autism, psychopath is a spectrum, not a singular disorder. But I'm definitely on that spectrum. Okay, so you think that this condition is the reason why you didn't suffer trauma from the essence loss? Makes sense actually. I'm not sure you would be unique in that actually. I always thought that housing your consciousness, if you could, into a robot body or in a computer, whatever you want to call it, I don't see how that would be a problem. You would lose a set of physical responses that are hardwired to humans, and a set of physical responses that are driven by hormones and stuff like that, but if I had to choose between that and death, I would definitely choose to inhabit something artificial, personally. And I'm not a psychopath, as far as I know. All this time you've been calling my friend, does that word even mean anything to you? Of course it does. The word has always carried a cerebral meaning. Cerebral. Okay. People with my condition are not incapable of bonding with others. The only difference is that we do so on a cerebral level, rather than an emotional one. Cool. Alright, good and improve. I have myself my own experience. Actual proof. Your subjective experience doesn't qualify. No, I suppose not, but I know it to be true all the same. My hypothesis makes good sense. I have never possessed the sense of humanity that others hold so dear. If having it stripped away is traumatic, then it stands to reason that I will be protected from that trauma. Yes, but this whole theory of yours is based on anecdotal evidence. You have a sample of size of 1, Ractor. Yes, that is true. Still, I'm certain that time will prove me right. Cool. I don't have a problem working with a psychopath. As long as he's on my side. Or however he stays on my side. For however long, I guess. Yeah. Alright. This guy is, again, definitely the highlight of the game so far. Alright, what else? At least 8 to a foot. Wow, really? That's creepy. Why not? Actually, this is rather interesting. What's up with your feet? RP Eagle. Alright, so in your ideal future, people without empathy, morality or humanity will replace the rest of us. Okay. That's actually more interesting. You said that you were diagnosed as a psychopath when you were 8. What led to the diagnosis? Okay. Okay. True. Probably. Black Dolphin is one of the most appealing detainment facilities in Russia, and that's saying quite a lot. Okay, his grandfather was there. Alright. Let's try one of the other ones. Who knows if it's gonna happen or not? I can't. I don't like these answers. I guess survival of the fittest. That was always the case, actually. Psychopaths are born predators. Haven't heard of a natural ecosystem that's made up nothing but predators? That's cool, actually. What the fuck? We'll agree to disagree about your perfect future. For the present, though, you have my support. Alright. This is actually very true. Alright. I think that probably is the last of his dialogue. I think we already did his mission anyway, so doesn't really matter. I guess I'll end this episode here and we'll see if he has any more to say. If not, I will go talk to other people. I should have done all this way earlier. Didn't realize the game would come to a close so fast. Anyway, Thank you for watching, subscribe, like, leave a comment if you want to, and I will see you next time with more Shadowrun Hong Kong.